Today, we are going to be doing our final prediction as to what a Season 4 could look like in Dragon Ball FighterZ. I know there's many of these out there, and you already know, if you guys are a subscriber of mine, that I do these a lot. I don't really do them too much, but I do them quite a bit to where it's like, hey, do another one. Hey, there he is again. Now, again, this is just kind of for fun, so don't take this with a grain of salt. Just say, you know what, hey, this could be kind of cool if these characters join, but at the same time, we know they're not going to. So let's just have some fun today. We're going to be looking at 5 characters that could possibly join and finish the roster. We all know it's not going to happen, but again, this is just for fun. So let's not waste any more time. Let's just go right into it since we know how these things go. Let's go with the number 1 pick, which is going to be Gamma 1 and 2. Now, this isn't 2 characters. This is 1 character. So Gamma 1 and 2 are going to be playing as 1 character. So Gamma 1's, of course, the main guy, acting like Android 18, and then Android 17 in the background, which is going to be Gamma 2. At this point, you're probably like, oh, so I already know the remaining few of these. It's probably just going to be from a Dragon Ball Super superhero, and you're kind of right. I'm not going to lie, but I mean, it's the right thing to do. These characters actually shined a lot in the movie. If you guys haven't seen it yet, I do highly recommend going to see it. I mean, if you can't see it in theaters, which you can't anymore, it should just be gone by now. But if you can watch it online, on YouTube, whatever it is, go ahead and try to find it and watch it because it's such a good movie. But also, you get to see more of these too. So, minor spoilers, these guys actually do have like a big part in this movie, and you actually start to really enjoy them and actually start to love them. Now, I will step into spoiler territory right now. So, pretty much near the end of the movie, you get to see Gamma 2 sacrifice himself. And my God, salute to that man, because he was so cool, and the way that he did it, he thought he was going to do it and kill Cell Max, and it didn't work, obviously, but the way that he did it, the way he sacrificed himself, it was glorious. What a way to go out, right? What a perfect way to go out, and it just made you love the character even more. My man's went out like a trooper, and that just was so sad to see, because like I said before, you started to get a bond toward these characters, the Gamma 1 and Gamma 2. You actually started to really like these characters, so when he died, I was just like, no! And tied with that, he was such a quirky character. He made a lot of jokes, and when he was fighting Piccolo, it was really funny. I mean, throughout the whole movie, you really start to like Gamma 2 more because he was just the jokester. Gamma 1 obviously felt like the older brother where he was like, come on, let's calm down, let's take this seriously. He was kind of, having to babysit Gamma 2 in some way. And Gamma 1 actually survives the fight, which is nice because I wanted to see at least one of them survive because I love them both. Let's go ahead and talk about his fighting aspect, right? Let's talk about how this man's going to actually fight. In Dragon Ball FighterZ, I feel like Gamma 1 would fight a lot like Android 18, like I said in the beginning. Now, Gamma 2 does showcase quite a bit of what he can do. He has his gun moves, he has his cool little comic book kicks and everything like that, which they do have in Xenoverse 2, which is where you can take a lot of information and a lot of his moves from Xenoverse 2 and grab it into Dragon Ball FighterZ, which is going to be a big help for us. Gamma 1 does have his moments in the movie when he's fighting Gohan, which, let me tell you right now, if you haven't seen that fight, my God, that choreography and the fight, the animation, it was superb. Now, we did see a couple of moments where Gamma 1 did shine a little bit, not too much. Obviously, like I said, with Gohan fight, you saw a little bit of what he can do. He also had that little gun blast move. So bringing these 2 characters together would bring a lot more options. Having their movesets combined would be a lot better than having to make 2 separate movesets and 2 separate characters. So this seems like the best option. But to cap off this character, let's go ahead and talk about his level 3. I feel like his level 3 would probably have to be Gamma 1 starting off with his gun blast, and that would go into Gamma 2 and doing his sacrificial move. But ultimately, it does seem like these 2 characters would definitely be on the screen for FighterZ because of the fact that this is from a brand new movie. And of course, that's going to play a big part. And that is why the next character on this list, which is definitely going to be a no-brainer for you guys, is going to be Orange Piccolo. And if you guys have not seen this movie, well, this is going to be a spoiler for you guys because this is a brand new version of Piccolo. Now, if you guys have not seen this movie and just don't really care to go see it, I will explain how this even happens. Let me just summarize it. So basically, Piccolo wants to get some more power. So he wants to have like some sort of guru kind of awakening like Gohan did and Krillin did back in Frieza Saga. So he goes to Dende to see if Dende could do that awakening power. Turns out it can't. So then he was told to go and get all the Dragon Balls. Now he's going to upgrade Shenron. Dende said he was going to go ahead and upgrade him so that way he can have 3 wishes. Yes, my man's went into the store and just bought an upgrade pack for Shenron. So Piccolo goes ahead and talks to Bulma, who already has pretty much all the Dragon Balls on standby. So they go, summon Shenron, he gets his wish, he gets the awakening power that he wants, but at that moment, Shenron says, and a little bit more. We come to find out later what that actually means when Piccolo and Gamma 2 are fighting again and Piccolo gets mopped. There's this cool symbol that appears on the back of Piccolo as he's falling, and then you get to hear Shenron say, and a little bit extra. And we're like, oh, stop, wait a minute. And that's when Piccolo rises, and that is when he becomes Orange Piccolo. Now, since Orange Piccolo is a thing, and looking at how Piccolo right now in FighterZ is struggling big time because of neutral, Orange Piccolo would take over and become the guy to control the neutral. I may seem a little nuts when I say this, but I think this Piccolo probably will get armor. Now, the only reason why I'm saying this is because the moment where Gamma 2 goes to punch Orange Piccolo, it does absolutely nothing. And Piccolo just looks down at him with this dark gaze and just punches him right in the face, and he's knocked out. And guess what? More spoilers coming your way, so be prepared even more. So later down the line in the movie where Orange Piccolo is fighting Cell Max, Orange Piccolo goes very big, just like he did back in Dragon Ball. That was really cool, and I think that would be something that would happen in the game. Obviously, that wouldn't be a thing gameplay-wise, like him actually being able to move like that, but maybe like a level 1, most likely a level 3. He does do a lot of grapples with his arms, especially in big form, so I feel like that could be something that could be implemented as like a, obviously, regular Orange Piccolo, not giant, and that'd be something he could use in-game, kind of like a grappler Piccolo, which... Thinking about it, that sounds kind of cool. The sad thing about this movie is when you see these different forms, you don't get to see much. You get to see very little, you get to see their strengths, but you don't get to see all these techniques. Just like Gamma 1 and 2, I feel like Orange Piccolo is a guaranteed DLC character for FighterZ if there were to be, obviously, a Season 4. Having been the main character in the brand new movie, there would be no way around him not joining. He would have to be one of the characters to join. Our next character, yes, you probably already guessed it by now, is going to be from Dragon Ball Super Superhero. It is the other main character, which is going to be Beast Gohan. And yet again, another spoiler. I mean, at this point, I'm not gonna lie, I think most of us know that this character is a thing. I mean, same with Piccolo and Cell Max. I think at this point, it's safe to say we all know these characters exist. But anyway, Gohan Beast. What a beast of a character, am I right? You know what I'm saying? Now, again, back to exactly what I was talking about with Piccolo, you don't see much with this form. You literally don't. He lasts for like a minute. But obviously, I'm going to say he's going to join because he is the main character of the movie. He is a different Gohan. This is a brand new Gohan. They could probably take some things of how Gohan fought against Gamma 1 and then maybe put that into this Beast Gohan. But they would obviously have to bring in the special beam cannon. That was probably the cleanest thing out of the whole movie, was that special beam cannon. The beauty of that scene, I'm not sure about you guys, but I was looking at it from like a detailed perspective, and the way the beam looked, the white background with Cell being struck by it, the colors bursting, I thought it was beautiful. It was phenomenal. And another thing that really got me, I'm already getting goosebumps. At this part, every time I think about it, I'm just like, oh, when Gohan does become Beast, and he's just standing there looking deadly at Cell. Cell comes at him with that punch, and he sits there, takes that punch, moves his hand like nothing, and says, "Is that all you got?" I'm like, I'm telling you, that part gets me jittery. Like, I loved hearing him say that. He was that confident, cocky Gohan that we love. This man stood still, was like, "I'm gonna kill you." I'm just like, yes, you are. You're gonna kill. The one other move we can take from Beast Gohan is that diving kick that he does against Cell Max. I mean, you can just feel the impact. As soon as he strikes him with it, you're just like, oh, okay, yep, that hurt. That's a dinger. That's a dinger. And you could just hear his yell after he does do the kick, and you just see Cell Max in immense pain. Like, he's like, oh my god. And I feel like that kick would definitely have to be somewhere in his moveset, because, I mean, why wouldn't it be? So that kick would 100% make it into his moveset, as well as Special Beam Cannon, and like I said earlier, maybe implementing some of what he was doing against Gamma 1, some of the moves that he was doing, you know, some of his kicks, some of his punches, that could be put into his kit. That's all, guys. The reasons why these three could join is because, well, they're in the newest movie, and when you have a new movie character, you most likely get them as a DLC. Looking at, of course, Dragon Ball Super Broly, you got Broly, and you got Gogeta. Super Broly and Gogeta Blue were counted as new characters, brand new movesets, brand new everything, just like how Gamma 1 and 2, Beast Gohan, and Orange Piccolo all are brand new with brand new movesets and brand new everything. Alright guys, don't worry, we are done with Dragon Ball Super Superhero movie characters. We are done. Finito. Now we're moving on to a character that, respectfully and rightfully so, deserves to be in FighterZ and should have been in FighterZ from day one. It's gonna be Raditz. This one is on the high prediction table. I'm telling you, it's right up there with, yes, it's going to happen, because this character has been linked with this game, I think, since Season 1, I believe. Everybody has been crying for this character, especially Dr. Doya. I think to this day, he's still saying and tweeting out to Bandai saying, hey, yo, where's Raditz at? So yes, Raditz would definitely have to make the cut. If he didn't, that would feel kind of disrespectful. I'm not gonna lie. I feel like he needs to be in the game. You already have Nappa and Vegeta from the Saiyan Saga. How do you not have Raditz? Especially since Raditz was the first villain of the series. Of Dragon Ball Z, he was the main guy. He was the one that started it all. You had Raditz come to Earth, slap up Goku, take his kid, hold his kid, get slapped up by Goku and Piccolo, and then it was donezo. And then we knew we had more Saiyans coming, hence Vegeta and Nappa. So why isn't Raditz there? He was the one that started it all. So yes, Raditz was the first villain of the series, but not just that, his moveset overall is actually really good. His moves are actually pretty diverse, and they all kind of revolve around the weekend. You have Double Sunday, you got your Shining Friday, you have a bunch of different moves that actually worked really well in Xenoverse 2. Xenoverse 2 did a very good job implementing these moves, as they always do, and that's where I got inspiration from when I made his first moveset back on my channel a very long time ago. And if you want to check that out, I'll put a link in the description. I'm just telling you right now. I mean, it's an old video, but hey, it's informational. So yes, in my opinion, Raditz is a key figure in Dragon Ball Z. Without him, we would have never gotten the Saiyan Saga, Nappa, and Vegeta coming to Earth. Well, I mean, they probably would have came to Earth regardless, some way, somehow. But without him, we would never have the information. But overall, Raditz does actually seem like one of those characters that would definitely join fighters, especially in the last coming season. Talking about last, let's go ahead and talk about the last character, which is going to be a very controversial one. I'm talking very controversial, because there are other characters out there, obviously, that we can definitely let join and ask for. But you know what? We're going to have to go with this one, because the way that I feel this character means to, I guess, Dragon Ball Z as a whole is pretty big. That's also kind of controversial. The last character is going to be Maj Oob. Yes, that's Dragon Ball GT, but let me explain. Obviously, Oob is from Dragon Ball Z. At the very end of Dragon Ball Z, the end of Z, he shows up and he fights Goku in the World Martial Arts Tournament, and Goku brings him to the Kami Tower to go ahead and obviously train. That leads to Dragon Ball GT, where he becomes obviously still Oob at that point, but when he's facing baby Vegeta back later on in GT, he becomes Maj Oob after he fuses with Majin Buu. I just feel like regular Oob wouldn't make it. He doesn't really have anything to his kit. I mean, if you look at Budokai 3, he has a couple of interesting moves, but they're not that much. If you look at Maj Oob from GT, he's got a variety of moves to go with. He has a Candid Beam, a Final Flash looking move. Xenoverse 2, of course, again, does a great job showing what this character can do. There's no Oob in Dragon Ball Xenoverse 2, which makes sense because, like I said, there's not much to work with the character, so having Maj Oob, who has a lot more to the kit, makes a lot more sense, and it actually works a lot better. But my main reason why I feel like it could possibly happen is because that he is the person that ended Dragon Ball Z. He was there at the very end. Now, like I said, this is Maj Oob, which is obviously in GT, but Oob himself is the one that was there at the very end. I will be honest, this is more of a wishlist character. The other four are mainly predictions that could possibly and definitely happen, but this guy right here is just kind of what I feel would be necessary to end the game. You have Raditz, which is the one who was at the start of Dragon Ball Z, and then you have Oob, who is the one who was at the end of Dragon Ball Z. So I thought it would suit the end game for Dragon Ball FighterZ, having a character that is the beginning of Z, and then having another character who is the end of Z. Ultimately, this probably wouldn't happen. You would probably have someone else like Omega Shenron or some other character joining that's more popular, but for me and my reasoning, I feel like Oob would be a perfect choice. But other than that, guys, those are the 5 characters that I feel like could definitely join. Well, I guess you could say 4, since the other one is the wishlist character, but at this point, these 4 would 100% join the game. And then lastly, the last character would most likely have to be, if I were to give my honest thought of someone who could definitely join as the 5th character, it could possibly be Tapion, because that is, in my opinion, one of the best Dragon Ball Z movies out there, and is probably one of the most popular ones. I could be wrong with that. Super Android 13 probably is another good one. We have Bojack, which is not really a popular one, but I think he's a popular character. Either way, one of those characters could join join the game. The other 4 that I mentioned before Majub have a very good chance at joining. And that, my friends, is my final and last prediction for Dragon Ball FighterZ if there was going to be a Season 4. I hope you guys enjoyed the video. Let me know your thoughts in the comment section below and who you think is going to join. If you guys agree and disagree, please let me know. If you are new around here, hit that subscribe button. I do a lot of Dragon Ball FighterZ content. And of course, if you liked the video, hit the like button. It helps me out a lot. Lets me know that you like this kind of videos and obviously like the video itself. And with that, thank you guys so much for watching. I will see you guys next time. Peace.